Hi all, welcome back. Tanea here of TPK Feng Shui and Design. Yesterday in our mindset series, we really felt into the creating a space that reflected the life that you desired. So we got clear on what you want. We create a reflection of that in your space. And today we're going to feel into a really important piece that often holds people back from living the life they desire. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs, the beliefs that hold us all back from living that life that we dream of. So here's the thing about desires. We're really comfortable where we are. Change takes effort. Turns out when you take inspired, aligned action, it actually doesn't take that much effort. When you're really efforting, that means that you're hitting resistance and it's time to take a step back. But when you ask yourself the questions from the very first day, where am I and where do I want to be? In my wildest dreams, no holds barred, what is the life I desire? You're feeling into these important desires. And then a few days go by and doubt and indecision can creep up. Life will come up and you'll feel like you don't have time for this and all kinds of reasons why you should stay right where you are surface. That is the nature of change. Whenever it's your mammalian, your reptilian brain jumping in and saying, don't change, don't shift, we're comfortable right where you are, and all these reasons why will come up. So today I want you to feel into these limiting beliefs, and I'm going to show you how. These beliefs that we all hold, and I want you to become conscious and aware of them, because when these beliefs come into our awareness, our conscious minds, that's when you have the power to do something about them. When you realize that you hold these beliefs that hold you back from living the life that you want, that's when you have the power to change your beliefs, to say, I have a new belief around this. And it's not that difficult. It's really relatively easy, but you have to be in a place where you're open to recognizing the ways in which you hold yourself back. So I want you to take a look at where you are in that area of life where you're struggling. So I want you to revisit, where am I? Where do I want to be in this ideal world? The world is your oyster. And then I want you to ask yourself the question, why am I not there already? I have this desired life that I'm dreaming of. Now I'm really clear on where I want to be. And now I have space that reflects this. Why am I not where I want to be? And oh my goodness, can this be heavy? Most of the time, this is when a whole slew of excuses surface. It doesn't usually feel good answering this question. Most of the time what comes up, I don't have the time or the energy or the money for life to be the way that I want it to be. My boss doesn't appreciate me. My kids take all of my time and dictate my morning, so I don't even own that time. 99% of the time, what comes up when you really truly feel into this question are limiting beliefs. The beliefs that you have, often subconsciously, often outdated beliefs about why life is the way that it is. The beliefs that hold you back from living the life you desire. And this is a day of total honesty with yourself. This is a day of stepping back and having some perspective on your life. It's incredibly powerful. When you look at each of those statements that come up, when you answer the question, why am I not there yet? Then you're going to ask yourself for each of those statements, is that really true? Does that belief serve me, or is it holding me back? So let's look at the examples. Let's look at each of the examples in turn, the things that came up that often come up for a lot of people. So the first example is, I don't have enough time for life to be the way that I want it to be. Turns out, we all have the same amount of time. And some people are able to achieve amazing results, amazing outcomes with that same amount of time. The truth of the matter is that most of us end up spending our time in ways that don't serve our higher good. We end up spending our time on things that do not serve us, on things that we do not love, on things that are not our natural genius, on things that do not further the life that you want to live. And sometimes that's because you hold this belief, I don't have enough time. Then you're never going to have enough time because you have this limiting belief that's holding you back. Let's look at the next one that's really big. I don't have enough money for life to be the way that I want it to be. Again, really common to feel this way. Turns out there's some really fascinating studies around how people are just as happy, if not more happy, a month after having a major surgery versus a month after winning the lottery, and then a year after having the major surgery versus a year after winning the lottery, and even further out. The truth of the matter is money doesn't make your life feel easier. It doesn't make your life feel better. You deciding to focus on what you want, on how you want to feel, that's what makes your life easier and better. Don't get me wrong, money is a fantastic thing to have. It allows you to have more impact and more influence in your life. So if those are things that you want in your life, impact and influence, then be sure to feel into all the ways in which you feel like you have impact and influence now in your life with things just the way they are. Align the energy that you want to have from having more money in your life. I want more money in my life. I feel like it's going to make me feel this way. Align your energy the way that you feel today with that energy, and it'll be easy for you to get there. Let's look at the next one. My boss doesn't appreciate me. I really like this one. It's really common. And I like to feel into it because I have had many bosses, some of which I felt like appreciated me and some of which I felt like did not. And there are a lot of people who say, I want to be my own boss. And now that I run my own company, I am the CEO of my own company, I am my own boss, life can be just as miserable and overwhelming when you don't have a boss hanging over you as when you have life with a boss. And I speak from experience. That is not where I am right now, but the very first year of running my own business, I was overwhelmed. I was not enjoying the journey. I was miserable. And generally, when you're feeling this lack of appreciation or support in your life, it's a good time to turn that finger around and ask yourself if there are ways in which you can appreciate your own self more. Are there ways in which you can better support your desires? When you're feeling like there are people in your life who are treating you in unfair ways, it is always a reflection of how you feel about yourself. The majority of people in this world have a lot of work around learning to love and appreciate and support your own self much more. Myself included. It is a work in progress. So when you feel like you're having this reflection in your life of a lack of appreciation for you, then turn around and say, are there ways in which I don't appreciate and support myself? How can I better appreciate and support myself in my life? Let's take a look at the last belief that came up, which is one that is from my own very heart. And it's that my kids take all of my time and they dictate my morning so that I don't even own that time, right? And you could fill in like evening, afternoon, whatever time. But that's how I was really feeling up until like 2 weeks ago even. I've had this incredible shift, the power of knowing what I want, having ultimate clarity on this is the way that I want to feel, and then setting up the space to reflect that desire has created a huge opening for me in my life. An incredible amount of focused, inspired time has opened up that didn't even exist for me before. So there's the really amazing thing about becoming more aware of your limiting beliefs that you hold, that everyone holds, the ones that hold you back from living the life that you desire, is that it puts you in this zone of total responsibility. Instead of pointing fingers at people around you who aren't living up to your expectations, who are negatively impacting your life in this way or that, you can get clear on what you want to take responsibility for living the life that you experience. You take responsibility for the outcomes that you desire, for having the life that you want to live. The people around you, the experience you have, it's always a reflection of where you are in your life. In the things, it's a reflection of the things that you are focusing on. And when you focus on the struggle, on the disappointments in your life, you will see that reflected all over the place. When you focus on the value you add, on the way in which you're a part of the team, the control you have over your time, you will see that reflected. The choice is yours. You have control over the experience that you have in your life. And it's empowering, and it also takes some time to own this, in my experience. Resistance and fear and anger will surface that say, no, this is not my fault. It's my partner's, it's my kids, it's my boss, it's my parents, my mom, etc., etc. The truth is, you have the power to change your life for the better, to see the silver lining, the positive aspect that exists in every single situation in life. And that is easier for some of us than others. So give yourself a measure of grace and know that you are creating new neural pathways, that you are forging new paths, and congratulate yourself that this is where you are, that you are taking this next step, that you are interested in the life that lives up to your expectations and that looks rose-colored, and celebrate this little step that you are taking, however small, towards being a more conscious and intentional human being. Because every time that you celebrate each and every step that you are taking, you are focusing on that life that you want to live. You are saying, yes, I can take this baby step that's going to get me where I want to go. So today, I want you to get really clear on what limiting beliefs come up for you when you ask yourself the question, why am I not where I want to be? And tomorrow I have my favorite exercise. It is just the best way to shift your consciousness, to shift out, to pull yourself out of that hole of negativity that we all get into sometimes,